Funding missions should be a joint venture between an experienced missionary and the families and churches that support him. Welcome back to this episode. Do you remember a decade and a half ago or so, our president, George Bush, made the announcement on an aircraft carrier or whatever he was on, mission accomplished, and all the flack that he got because of that? Well, that occurrence that day has a lot to do with what we're going to talk about today. In episode 48, we're discussing getting there is not the end, it's the beginning. Now, to an outsider who does not understand church missionary protocols, it would seem like the primary purpose of supporting missionaries is to get them to the mission field. Would you agree? Well, missionaries typically announce what percentage of support they have raised so far, but they rarely tell you the amount of funds that they plan to raise. They then tell you what they plan to do once they finally raise the needed support. It's not what they tell us that concerns me, but what they don't tell us. Think about this. When a missionary says, I have X% of my support raised, and as soon as I get the rest, we're leaving. Then the inverse of what he is saying is, if for some reason he does not get the rest of the funds he's seeking, then he's not leaving, he's staying home. But the purpose of giving to missions is not merely to get the missionary to the field. It's to fund him to preach, disciple converts, plant churches, and train pastors once he gets there. And if that's not why you're funding missionaries, then please tell me why in the world you're funding them. As missionaries, we're taught to market our ministry to churches by using flashy videos or photos of cultural landmarks, unusual scenery, professional displays, even showing native trinkets or local currency, any item of interest from the land that we plan to go to. But most churches where we present our calling don't realize that of all those who start on deputation, up to 43% will never finish it. I guess that answers the question about what they will do if they don't raise the desired amount of support. Perhaps if churches valued experience over good intentions and even required a period of internship to be approved and appointed as a missionary candidate, those statistics would greatly improve. Funding missions should be a joint venture between an experienced missionary and the families and churches that support him. Just getting him off the plane at his destination is not the end. It's only the beginning.
How many men do you know whom your church supported that never made it to the field? If your answer is none, don't be surprised, because that failure is usually considered unnecessary to expose to the churches. Pastors do not want to embarrass the missionary candidate. When missionaries raise support, they are raising both personal family support and ministry support. This drives the amount needed higher than most church members and pastors make. To ease the shock, missionaries are taught to use percentages rather than amounts. Typically, what do you learn about the country, people, or the missionary family by looking at their displays? Are they informative aids or interesting trinkets?
We hope you've enjoyed this episode in our Understanding the Great Commission series. If you'd like a copy of the book, it's available in paperback, audiobook, and digital download. Just click the link in the description below. Thank you for watching.